Whoa, thank you very much. Well, good afternoon, ladies. It's really a pleasure to be here today. We were actually really excited to come present. My name is Nina DeSanto. I am the partner of the Eastern Paranormal, Eastern Pennsylvania Paranormal Society. Okay, so just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am born of multi-generation medium sensitives, so it was definitely an experience, well, one I'm thankful for. And as my journey, as I grew older, one of my passions was to kind of find out what was beyond, you know? I really wanted to know it. And hence I became a paranormal investigator. How many here don't believe in ghosts? Or, okay, wonderful. No, that is great. So this should be quite entertaining for you. This is Bill. Hello, Bill. Wave to everybody. Bill is actually the founder and the director of our group. He founded it. Bill, do you want to just give a brief description of what made you form the group?
Yeah, basically when I was 16 years old, I had an experience at a farmhouse my sister lived at where the attic was nailed shut. We could never access it. So we came home one night and observed a face looking out the window. It was like a glowing face. I saw this several times. That kind of scared me. So it went from fear basically to interest, and I...
Thank you. So what we do, what do we do? Well, there's three different types of hauntings that we usually encounter. One is a residual haunting. Now, residual haunting is almost like a blueprint, or I always try to explain it like a recording. The other type of haunting that we encounter is an intelligent haunting. And that is when someone who has passed on still remains in that area. And we actually are going to show you some of our evidence in a little bit, so that's going to be pretty exciting. How do we interact? Well, we get EVPs, which is electronic voice phenomena, and we get those with digital recorders. So we don't hear it sometimes without audio, without ears, but we actually hear it in our recordings, and we have some of those for you. I tend to, as a medium, be able to communicate and hear them in different ways, which is really great because we have the equipment to back up the evidence. There can be entities, and I try to explain to people how you are here on Earth. You're a good person or you're a bad person. You know, you're vindictive, you're malicious. When you pass over, you're the same person. And we are going to their homes or their businesses, so we want to make sure that we're safe. Thank God Bill is an ex-police officer, so he kind of protects us. So we screen the client, then if they're close enough, we will do an on-site run-through. We'll walk through and kind of get an idea where the hot spots are, where the paranormal activity is happening. Once we have the investigation, then we go home and we review we have hours and hours and hours of footage that we review. And then we put together a package for our client with all the evidence that we've gotten on the investigation, and we call that the reveal, where we'll sit down with the client and show them everything that we got.
Kinds we'll use. This is another kind that has a light and audio orders. We run these during an investigation, ask a series of questions, and very often we'll get responses, either interactive or just out of the blue. Words be coming out, like asking for help or whatever the case may be. This here is something we started using more recently. This is a geophone. Looks like a vibration meter. We'll get a lot of calls from clients who say that they're hearing footsteps or their beds are moving and they don't see anything. So we'll put this in a room in the area they're talking about, run a camera on. Of course, one of our biggest things we use are infrared cameras. This is one of the typical ones we use. This is like you'd use it for like security cameras. These have very bright IR lights on them, infrared.
This is actually in a restaurant bar called the Newburgh Inn. And you've heard of orbs, and orbs are, it has been that because entities, we are, like I said, energy, so orbs will, in our world, through the veil, will show up as balls of light, which is just energy. What we do is when we go into investigation, just so you know, we go in with debunking everything. We don't believe anything that's going on. We try to debunk everything. Everything should have an explanation.
Now you notice it's like a mist, it's just staying together, but changing shapes as it goes across. Dust would not do this. Did
you see how it lit up the stairs when it came down? It's actually a ball of light. It's not something that was input, it's not trick photography, it definitely was in a picture. We visibly could not see with our eyes, but this is what appeared.
So we'll play those for you. Something I'll play it for you, see what you think. And we know what's going on. We have control of the environment, and when something like that comes up, we know it's a valid EVP. So
there's a lot of really interesting stuff that we got to back it up. So yes, they'll experience something, and they almost want to know what's going on. Am I crazy?
We get a lot of cases where children are involved. They wake up in the middle of the night, they're seeing things, and they're scared to death. So we get involved a lot now, going in there and taking them with us on the investigation to show them that they're safe, nothing's going to happen. We'll show them the evidence, and it makes them give them peace of mind to know that nothing bad's going to happen. So
he can come at times and check in with you. There is believed to be a door that they can, and they usually will come at a time of distress for you. Right. Any other questions? Okay. Okay, and then one over here, and we have one over here too. So just spikes, and sometimes it'll come out 3-4 feet next to your washer and dryer, and it's really high. So with EMF, some of the side effects are rashes, paranoia, all these things, and a lot of times where it's really not an entity, but it's high EMFs.
What if somebody here wants you to come to investigate someplace here about something they have a question about? What would you do and how much would you charge?
We don't charge for our investigations.
Turn it around. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.